The structure and the flow of stewardship is remarkably simple. The divine gift and the human response, grace and gratitude. Particularly significant is the sublime status that the gospel ascribes to the concept of giving. Giving is, in the first instance, not a human activity at all, but originates in the creative depths of the heart of God and reveals to us His inmost nature. God so loves that He gives. The gospel thus and therefore bears the character of a gift rather than the character of an achievement. Christian giving is not only called into being by what God does, but is itself a continuation of God's own activity. God, the giver of every good and perfect gift, gives to all men generously and without reproaching. We read this in James chapter 1 verse 5. To this divine giving we owe our life and our redemption. A Christian is one who lives by what God gives. Yes, in response to that gift, stewardship, therefore, is a spiritual act, as truly religious as praise and prayer. When the acquisitive attitude of the natural man has been transformed into the giving attitude of the redeemed man, the explanation of the change is this: God is at work in you. We read this in Philippians 2 verse 13. Or we are His workmanship, according to Ephesians chapter 2 verse 10. Genuine Christian giving reflects faithfully God's own character of love, spontaneous and creative. It is free from the desire to obtain something in return and unconditioned by the worth or worthlessness of the recipient. It is patterned on the heart of a God who, with abandoned lavishness, showers His favors on the good and the evil alike. It is so free from selfish calculation that the left hand does not know what the right hand is doing. Unlike other forms of giving, Christian giving is first of all an act of worship. The stewardship appeal calls for a living sacrifice, but the basis of all true worship is gratitude. The worshiper in the Old Testament brought thanksgiving as his sacrifice. We read in Psalm 50 verse 23. And worship in the New Testament church is described as always and in everything giving thanks. We read in Ephesians 5 verse 20. The early Christians named their sublimest act of worship the reception of the body and the blood of the Lord, the Eucharist, or thanksgiving. And when they envisioned worship as it was supposed to be in heaven, they saw the redeemed giving glory and honor and thanks to Him who is seated on the throne. We read in Revelation 4 verse 9. Giving that is prompted by gratitude for the goodness of God becomes doxology in our lives. Christian giving is not only an act of worship, it is also an act of service. It is highly important to note the two, worship and service. They are inseparable. The New Testament uses the same word, liturgia, for both, just as we do when we speak of worship as a service. The underlying motive and the connecting link between both aspects of Christian giving is thanksgiving. This three-cornered relationship between worship, service, and thanksgiving is expressed beautifully by the Apostle Paul in 2 Corinthians chapter 9 verse 11 and 12. you will be enriched in every way for great generosity, which through us will produce thanksgiving to God for the rendering of this service. Not only supplies the wants of the saints, but also overflows in many thanksgivings to God. The basic orientation of Christian stewardship is clear. It is rooted in the Christian's new relation to God, established by God's saving action in Jesus Christ, revealed and transmitted in the gospel. Insofar as it is genuinely Christian, it bears the marks of the gospel, its unconditioned love, its creative spontaneity, its overflowing joy and gratitude. Free from calculating self-interest and legalistic coercion, it does not strive to win God's favor, for that favor has already been richly and freely bestowed. The stewardship life is, in its deepest sense, is indeed nothing other than the reenactment of the Christ life. Thank you for watching. I hope you were blessed. Please subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. Give this video a thumbs up and share with your friends and family. Please visit our website and register for a free faith-building course that appeals to you. Until next time, thank you and God bless.